Good morning, friends, and welcome to the weekly Sunday morning talk at the United Lodge of Theosophists in Washington, D.C. metropolitan area. The United Lodge of Theosophists was founded by Robert Crosby in 1909. Today, the ULT is a worldwide association with numerous locations in North America, Europe, Asia, and Africa. From its beginning, the policy or general plan of action adopted by the ULT has been independent, devoted service to the cause of theosophy, without identifying with any theosophical organization. The ULT is loyal to or steadfast in its allegiance to the great founders of the theosophical movement and their resounding message: man, know thyself, and the universal brotherhood of mankind. The Lodge does not concern itself with dissension or differences of opinion. The work or service to be performed by the association is too consuming and too noble for there to be any inclination or time for participation in distractions or side issues. The work or service to be performed by the association is the dissemination of the fundamental principles of the philosophy of theosophy and the exemplification of those principles through the practices of its associate members. Theosophists must not only have knowledge of the principles, but must also actively work to put those principles into practice. There must be both principles and the practice of those principles. Through the search for a truer realization of self and a profounder conviction of universal brotherhood, a spiritual basis for working cooperatively together develops among the associate members, and that body is held together without any need of a formal organizational structure with a constitution, bylaws, or officers. Indeed, the ULT has declared that the unquestionable basis for union among all theosophists is the similarity of aim, purpose, and teaching, and that basis is the sole bond among all theosophists. Truly, the ULT is an association. It is not an organization. It is made up of students working together to promote self-realization and universal brotherhood. Because universal brotherhood is the central idea of theosophy, the ULT considers all who are engaged in the true service of humanity to be theosophists, without regards to race, creed, gender, condition, or organization. There are no fundamental exterior barriers to inclusion. The Lodge welcomes all those who are in accord with its declared purposes and who wish to equip themselves to be better able to teach and help others in the pursuit of self-realization and the unity of mankind. This week's talk is on fundamental misconceptions. Next week's talk is the necessity of reincarnation. The reading before the talk will now commence, and the reading is from The Voice of Silence. Act thou for them today, and they will act for thee tomorrow. 'Tis from the bud of renunciation of the self that springeth the sweet fruit of final liberation. To perish doomed is he who, out of fear of Mara, refrains from helping man, lest he should act for self. The pilgrim who would cool his weary limbs in running waters, yet dares not plunge for terror of the stream, risks to succumb from heat. Inaction based on selfish fear can bear but evil fruit. The selfish devotee lives to no purpose. The man who does not go through his appointed work in life has lived in vain. Follow the wheel of life. Follow the wheel of duty to race and kin, to friend and foe, and close thy mind to pleasures as to pain. Exhaust the law of karmic retribution. Gain siddhis for thy future birth. If sun thou canst not be, then be the humble planet. I, if thou art debarred from flaming like the noonday sun upon the snow-capped mount of purity eternal, then choose, O neophyte, a humbler course. Point out the way, however, dimly, and lost among the host, as does the evening star to those who tread their path in dark.